Hey guys, welcome to episode 001 of the Revolver podcast. My name is Brendan Copeland, and I am greeted by my lovely co-host, Jonathan Stalling.
What's up?
We are students here at MTSU. I'm a religious studies major, and Jonathan is?
I'm an audio production major with a minor in music.
And so basically we started this podcast because we just have really interesting thoughts, and we figured we would share them with you guys.
Yep.
So the premise of the show is that we're calling it the Revolver because if you think about the chamber of a revolver, it's revolves, spins.
Yep.
Kind of the point of it being called a revolver.
Yeah.
And so we're gonna have revolving guests, revolving topics. Nothing's really gonna be the same on the show. Every single podcast it'll be a little bit different. The only thing that'll stay consistent is pretty much that me and Jonathan will be on pretty much most of the time. We figured for episode 1 we wouldn't have a guest, just to get things rolling.
Yeah.
Plus, we didn't really ask anybody either. So, yeah. So enough about the show. Let's move on to our topics.
All right. I mean, I just have a few things written down here. So the first thing, growing up experiences. That's really broad. I know you lived in San Francisco for a little bit. You want to tell me just a little bit about that?
Yeah. So I was born in San Francisco. Well, technically Santa Clara, which it's like 20 minutes from San Jose. And then I lived in San Jose. So born in Santa Clara, lived in San Jose till about I was 5. And then I moved out here to to Murfreesboro, which is where MTSU is.
True Blue.
MTSU is Middle Tennessee State University, for those of you that don't know the acronym. And yeah, so my uncle went to MTSU, majored in music. Nice. And my mom, after having me and my sister, was like, it's heckin' expensive out here in the Bay Area. And so my uncle one day was like, it's way less expensive out here in Murfreesboro. Buy a house for way cheaper. And he saw that the area was growing to begin with. And so he was like, come buy a house out here and it will go up in value. Like you guys will be okay if you move out here price-wise and stuff. And so, my mom, me and my sister, my dad, and my grandparents, we all packed up, moved out here.
Nice.
And I've been living here since I was 5.
Right.
So,
yeah. What school did you go to? 'Cause you had to have gone to school at least a little bit in San Francisco. Do you remember?
I don't remember. Yeah. It was in elementary school. That's really all I remember. I have no idea what school it was.
What school did you go to in Murfreesboro?
Yeah. So I went to Las Casas Elementary School. Originally, that school was a K through 8. So originally, we had planned on me going there till 8th grade.
Right.
And then Oakland Middle School opened up my 5th grade year. No. They opened up my 6th grade year. They started opening up my 5th grade year. So it's now K through 5. Mm-hmm. And then 6th grade, you go to Oakland Middle. And I was the first class to go 6th through 8th through Oakland Middle. And then after that, I went to Oakland High School. And it's all just right in the same area here in Murfreesboro.
Yeah. I've only changed schools a total of twice, 3 times. I don't know. It depends on, how you count it. But I changed schools from when I went to preschool to elementary school because it was just a preschool and a church.
Yeah.
Don't remember the name of the church. I just remembered how to playground, and I learned how to swing there. And then I went to Farragut Primary School, go Dolphins, until 3rd grade, which, no one remembers that except for a few,
Oh, yeah.
And then I went to Farragut Elementary School, which was the same thing, go Admirals a little bit. There was not a whole lot of school spirit there because there weren't any actual sports teams. Farragut Middle School. Farragut Elementary School and Farragut Middle School were connected. They were the same building, but you crossed through a gym. So it was a weird setup for a building. Mm-hmm. But Farragut Primary School, which is it was its own entire thing, and then Farragut High School, which was just down the road from both Farragut Elementary and Farragut Middle, which I went there for 4 years. Go Admirals. And go Admirals again. Then the only other college transfer, school transfer, was coming from Farragut to Murfreesboro, which was not really that long of a journey for me, I guess, because Knoxville is just roughly 3-ish hours away from Murfreesboro.
Yeah.
So here's to all my Knoxville friends. What's up? Hopefully hopefully they get to hear the podcast. Yeah, you were in band in high school, right?
Yeah. So I started playing trombone in 6th grade. I just, my mom made me do it. She was like, your uncle is very musical. You're a very musical kid, because my uncle got me involved like playing like drums when I was little. I just banged on them. I didn't actually know how to play. I had like a harmonica, like a banjo, like a really cheap like guitar.
Like all those first act instruments.
Oh yeah. Like the ones that like you're like as a little kid, you're like, I want to like become a rock star by playing harmonica.
Right.
And so your parents like, harmonica's like $30. Sure.
Yeah. I mean, $30 is kind of steep for a harmonica. You go down to
Cracker
Barrel, get one for $5.
You can, yeah. But because my uncle, because he majored in music, he works in a music store. He works at a music and arts center in Franklin, Tennessee. And so every time that my mom would get me something musical, she would just go to him and he could get it like half off.
Right.
So it was probably like $15, not actually 30.
Nice.
So
good harmonica.
So yeah, so I was just a really musical kid. My mom was like, you have to do band. Like this is like, you will do well in band. And I was like, I really don't want to. Band is for idiots. Band's for nerds.
Band is for squares.
Exactly. Like every, kid like that thinks about band, that's how I was. Mm-hmm. And then my mom was like, no, you're doing band. And I had no choice in the matter. She said, just do it for 1 year. And if you hate it, then you can drop out. If you like it, then you'll stay. And I was like, all right, I'm going to drop out, just so you know. And then, so I went and played trombone, because the reason I wanted to play trombone is I walked into my first class and the band director, his main instrument was trombone. And he played this like sick like lick on the trombone.
Sick lick on a trombone.
And I was like, I'm going to play this for the rest of my life. And I was like, that was so freaking cool. I want to play trombone. And so I came up to him afterwards and I was like, I'm playing trombone. I don't care what you're saying. And he was like, well, we'll test you out on a couple things. And I played a trombone.
What did they test you out on?
They tested me out on trombone, trumpet, which my lips are way too big for trumpet. I refused to try any woodwind because it grossed me out to no end. I'm a germaphobe, for you guys.
Why did it gross you out?
Because just the reed and like having to like lick it and like just get all your spit in there.
What's different from that than a brass instrument?
Well, I mean, it's a mouthpiece that you don't like stick into your mouth. Right?
Yeah, okay. I guess you're right. But I mean, that's your own bodily fluids. Like,
yeah, but you don't. So the thing is, like with a mouthpiece, it's like it's metal and you can wash it out really easily.
Sure.
With a reed, you don't wash it out. You just leave it in water.
Yeah.
And that's gross. Right. And then after like a month or two, it starts to get moldy. So then you buy a new one.
Oh no.
that's so gross.
Yeah. I almost played clarinet.
Really?
I was almost a clarinet player. When in 6th grade, I did band since 6th grade. I've been percussive most of my life. It was just like one of those things that my grandfather played percussion, and my dad plays piano, and my mom plays clarinet. So I come from like a really virtuous, I guess is the correct word, family. Mm-hmm. And so in 6th grade, they gave us these little sheets. I remember it in the auditorium. They were these little pink sheets, and you had column 1, 2, and 3, and you had to put which instrument that you wanted to play.
Yeah.
And so I put percussion number 1 because that's what I played. I put clarinet number 2 because that's what my mom played, and I put trumpet number 3. And I said if like for some reason I don't make the percussion section in 6th grade, like there was no like auditions for that. It was just you sign up and play. But I thought there was, and it was like if I don't make the percussion section, I'll be a clarinet player. So yeah, I was almost a woodwind geek. Totally kidding.
Yeah, I've actually seen, so his mom's old clarinet, she made it into a lamp and gave it to him.
Oh yeah,
I've seen it.
Yeah, that's in my apartment. It's my mom was in the Pride of the Southland band. When she was in college, she went to University of Tennessee. And she did the alumni band for a little bit. And my mom's like really crafty. And so she ordered online a plastic bright orange clarinet. So that when like her family, well, I guess that's my family too, since she's my mom.
Yeah.
My family and her friends like go to the alumni game. That's usually around homecoming, I think, for UT. When they go to the alumni game, all they have to do is look for the orange clarinet because they're all wearing like hats and stuff. So yeah, there's a orange clarinet lamp in my apartment, in my living room.
So you're a UT fan, right?
I am a VFL, a Vol for life, true blue, but go Vols.
Yeah. So
unfortunately, a little bit.
What happened last night? You want to tell us a little bit about
that? About which loss?
Yeah. So both teams for you lost last night.
Yeah, it was a rough night. Could have been worse.
I'm talking about UT though.
UT.
Because MT's not as embarrassing as the Vols.
Well, I don't know. Sorry, I'm looking up these stats right now. Tennessee, West Virginia game.
Is West Virginia an SEC team?
No, I don't believe so. They are number 17. So they are pretty good. Number 17.
Is that nationwide or in their conference?
I'm looking that up right now because I have no earthly idea. Yeah. I am not like...
Okay. So it's a little bit about college football for me. I'm like the first I'm the first person to go to college in my family. Mm-hmm. So like I have no ties to a college other than MT. So when we talk about college football, like I know like the basics. I know like football, like I know all the rules of football. But when you talk about like divisions and all that stuff,
yeah,
I'm not the expert at those. So
yeah,
you guys are gonna have to bear with me on that. I'll learn, right? So listen, through this podcast,
I'm not the expert either. So,
but you at least know like a little bit, like the conferences.
Absolutely not. Like,
really?
I know the SEC.
Oh, okay.
Because that's where I grew up.
I know Conference USA because that's what MT's in.
Right. I don't know any of that. I just know we play all these teams that I've never heard of because you know each state has multiple teams because you know. Anyway, West Virginia Mountaineers. Go Mountaineers, I guess. I don't know. I'm not gonna say that because they beat my Vols.
What was the score? Can you tell us the score?
40-14 West Virginia. It was rough. But, at least the Vols got 2 touchdowns on them.
Yeah. So MT only got 1 against Vanderbilt.
Against Vanderbilt last night. We went to the game with the Wesley Foundation and a few of them.
So a little bit about the West Foundation first off.
Okay.
It's a campus ministry here at MT. We both grew up United Methodist.
We have free lunch on Wednesdays. Yeah.
Yes, we do.
FYI.
And free dinner on Thursdays. Can't forget about the free dinner.
Yeah.
And then leftovers like all week too.
Right.
So.
Right.
Basically, we
free
eat
food all
free
the time.
Yeah. But we both grew up United Methodist, just in different conferences. Because I'm in the Middle Tennessee Conference, and you're in the
Holston Conference.
Holston. So we've grown up United Methodist, and so we go to the West Foundation, which is a United Methodist campus ministry. And we do a lot of stuff there.
Yep. It's basically, my closest friends are in college. Showed up. I could talk about the Wesley Foundation, or I could talk about football. We could come around back to that.
Yeah, I want to let people know what the Wesley is because we're gonna probably end up talking about it.
Yeah,
pretty
eventually.
Frequently. Yeah.
Well, I might as well go on that since that's kind of the subject we're on. I remember when did you first walk into Wesley? What was that like?
The first time I walked in. I know the first time that I came to Wesley, I didn't go in the building because it was the color paint day or messy day or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah,
I never came in the building.
Yeah, because you were messy with whipped cream and
no,
eggs.
because I'm a germaphobe, right?
Right.
I was like, I'll be here, I'll be present, but I'm not gonna get messy. I'm the type of person that like if I get marker on my hand, like I gag. Like it's weird. I don't know what it is. I know you guys are all gonna be like, this dude is a weird ball, but it's just who I am.
A weird ball.
Yeah.
All right.
People that are weird call themselves weird balls. That's how you know they're weird. But anyways, so like they were throwing paint on each other, like they were throwing like just raw spaghetti.
Yeah.
And it was just weird. But it was a ton of fun to watch.
Yeah.
Because I didn't participate.
I had the complete opposite experience
of
that. Yeah.
No, hold on. You know Taylor, right?
Yeah.
So Taylor was our old president from last year. And like everybody knew that I didn't want to be messy. Right. And so she just like runs up to me with like one of the paint bottles and she's just like, bah! And sprays me with it. And I was like, oh, thanks. I really didn't want to get messy. And she's like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. And that was my first impression with Taylor.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yep.
My first Wesley experience was completely opposite. I when I lived on campus, I rode my bike everywhere. Just because, why walk? Like, honestly. And I remember I was riding my bike somewhere. I don't remember where, but I rode by the Wesley Foundation. This was like before I came to anything. And I saw everybody out there and I'm like, I could go to that, but I don't want to because like, I don't like want to get like really messy. And so I probably saw so many people that I'm really good friends with now, had no idea who I was, had no idea who they were. And then the first time I actually did was when we did our first worship, which was outside on the patio in front of the building.
Yeah.
And I remember there was probably about like 10, 11 people. It was like really small. And they sang, and then they did like worship, sermon, and then they sang again. And then we were all leaving. Everybody was like, "Hi, freshmen, you join us." And I was like, I mean, I grew up Methodist, so probably the answer is yes.
So you had no connections to Wesley?
Not like actual connections. The only connection I had was that I was a United Methodist, and this is a United Methodist ministry.
See, so I'm from Murfreesboro, right? So like everyone in my church knows of the Wesley Foundation.
Yeah.
And so for years I've been told you have to go to the Wesley Foundation.
I didn't even know like what like college ministries like that existed until like junior year of high school.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
But I remember I was talking to one of the worship leaders, and she was like, she was playing drums at the time, and I was like, "Hey, good job on the drums."
Wait, who is this?
This was Kaylee.
Oh, okay. Wait, Kaylee plays drums?
She plays cajon a little bit.
Just
a little
okay.
bit.
I got you. Yeah,
she doesn't like
not
to,
like a drum set though.
But if she would ever like to come and play drums, that'd be great. But yeah, she was like, "Hey, let me have your number because you're a drummer." Because I told her like, I was like, "I'll play drums. Like, I like doing that."
Yeah.
And so I was swarmed by the worship leaders at the time. Not like swarmed in a bad way. It was all in good fun.
You were embraced. I think that's the better word.
I was embraced by the worship leaders, and they said, "Please come play with us." And so I did, and lo and behold, now I am one of the worship co-coordinators and worship team. And
nice.
That's just, yeah. I'm one of the worship leaders now. I consistently play drums and sometimes piano.
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit of guitar every now and then.
I think the really cool thing, which is what you're talking about right now, about Wesley, is that it's completely student-led.
Right.
Like, we have a head director who's like, he has a job here, John Weaver. Great guy. Love the guy.
Yep.
Michelle, she's like the assistant director. She's a deacon now. Like, love Michelle. And we have, what is Beth's position?
Beth is part-time.
Is she like an administrative?
I really should know this. But if I'm being completely honest, I don't. She does like finances a lot.
Yeah. So I guess like an administrative person.
Yeah.
Anyway, so like they're all here and they're all like employed, like they get paid and stuff.
Yeah. But we have
a student leadership team, and they pretty much make every major decision here.
Mm-hmm. Yep. It's a lot of fun.
I really wish I was on that. Yeah. But I didn't apply in time because I didn't know. Like I didn't. So the way that they do it is not by school year; it's by like calendar year. Yeah. And so I didn't know that's how they did that, and so I didn't apply in time.
Wow.
But I'm a student rep on the board of representatives here. Yeah. So I'm definitely still like engaged, and I come to like every single event we have.
So like, what do you do on the student board? I've kind of been curious because I've never been to like a board meeting.
You really don't do much. Like as a student rep, the only thing that I have to do, like I don't have to really give a report. I don't have to do anything. The only thing I have to do is that when a major topic comes up that is discussed, I'm supposed to give a student's perspective.
Okay.
On the topic. So I can't think of an example, but like if the board was talking about expanding the building and adding on to the space, they would want a student to be like, "What do you think of this? Like, how do you think it would benefit? How do you think it would negative?" And that way, and there's supposed to be, I think, 3 student reps, Baker, who's the president, and then we have me, and then Kaylee Jones.
Nice.
So that's our student reps. So we don't do a whole lot. We just kind of just give a fresh perspective. That way, it's not a bunch of old graduates that are like, "Well, we have all this money. Let's try to do something with it," and then it ends up being wasteful and it doesn't actually benefit us. They want to maximize the finances we have to be as productive and realistic for us as they can be.
Yeah. So. I'm on the leadership team case you didn't already know that. Yeah, that's just a little bit for those of you who don't know, because, hopefully there will be people listening that don't come to Wesley or don't come to MTSU or whatever.
Yeah, if you don't come to Wesley and you hear this,
go to Wesley.
Go to Wesley. If you go to MTSU, come to Wesley. We would love to have you. I mean, even seriously, even if you're not religious and you just want to come for lunch,
come to lunch.
We're so down for that.
Yeah, but I'm on the leadership team, which is just a little bit different. That's just more me and 12 other people, I believe it is, including staff. We all plan events for the semester. We've already planned some events into the spring semester.
You guys are killing it, by the way, with the events.
Oh yeah,
we've had.
We are. We're really excited. Usually, I don't know this because this is my first year on the leadership team. Mm-hmm. But from what I've heard, week of welcome, which is what we're technically in now, is usually the hardest because we had a leadership retreat a few weeks ago. And that is just where we all go. We sit in this cabin in Alabama, and we just plan and plan and plan. And from what I understand, usually that is where they plan the semester. But for our leadership team, we planned the entire semester last semester.
Yeah.
And we basically used the leadership retreat to finalize dates and stuff. And so it wasn't as taxing. And that's why everybody was like, people joke about like week of welcome, like I'm dead week of welcome, because you're going to classes and you just like are being constantly bombarded by all these like
new faces, people you have to invite.
Yeah.
Like
and like not to mention
running the events, like all that kind of stuff. Yeah.
So I wouldn't know. I guess I'm lucky. I like to think so. Yeah, that's what the leadership team does. We just plan.
So just to give you a little insight on some of the Week of Welcome events we've had, because this year they've been awesome. We had Human vs. Zombies, which is basically where we just went out onto the campus.
Play Capture the Flag.
And we played Capture the Flag.
Glow tag, I guess.
Yeah, it was like glow, capture the flag. Ton of fun. We got so many people like just walking around campus like, hey, like, what are you guys doing? Like, this seems really cool. And they just came and played with us. Yeah. So much fun. We had an open mic night, which was a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm. Open mic night, and it turned into karaoke night.
Yes.
Because we only had about, I think it was 6 people.
Yeah, I was one of them. I did stand up.
Yep. And
quite horribly.
Yeah, it was great. We had about 6 people sign up, and we spread the word everywhere, and no one signed up. I'm not bitter about that. That's just what happened. And then we were just like, all right, let's just go through everyone, and if that's going to be like 30 minutes, so then let's just do karaoke. So we did karaoke for like, what, like 2 hours or something
it was
like that.
So much fun. I was running the soundboard, and like I was pulling up every song, and I had so much fun with it. So we did that, and then a next big ticket item. So we're doing what's called glamping today, which is like glamour camping.
Right.
So basically, we're just gonna like sleep here in the Wesley, and then we're gonna go hiking tomorrow because Labor Day tomorrow.
Yeah, it's an easy hike. There's waterfalls.
Good, because I'm fat.
Yeah. All right, Brandon. And then, I'm excited about this one. Human Mario Kart.
Yes, that is a big ticket item. This is the thing I've been looking forward to since school ended last year.
Yeah, that's the one. There's a story behind that one, how we planned it. But that's the one that I usually, when I'm handing out like flyers and stuff, I'm like, come to Wesley, we have free lunch and Human Mario Kart. Not until the end of the second week of school, but we have free lunch in between. Yeah. The funny story about that is we were in our fall planning leadership council meeting, and it was like we were all like exhausted, and then we just all had that like second wave of like, all right, I'm just ready to get this done, because we've been here for hours, and so we just like John like ripped off one of the like markers caps. He just rolls up the whiteboard. He goes, shoot off ideas, and like and a lot of people were just like, I wish I remembered what we had. A lot of the events were like based on our positions. Like, since I'm the worship coordinator, I do like the music stuff, which is why I helped lead the open mic night. And then the church and glamping thing and the Labor Day hike. That was on there.
Is that Outreach?
That was discipleship.
Discipleship.
I believe.
Okay.
And then kind of what was on my mind at the time was I was playing a lot of Mario Kart 8. And like it was like one of those things where I would just bring my Nintendo Switch.
Yeah.
And just like sit down. I'm like, we're playing Mario Kart. That's just what's going to happen.
So I also have a Switch, and I did the same thing on campus too.
Yeah, it's so fun.
We're both like anxiously awaiting Smash.
Oh, man. Oh, don't even get me started on that.
And we have another friend that is like, once Smash comes out, she's probably going to end up buying a Switch.
Yeah.
So we can have like a 3-Switch LAN party.
That's going to be great. I'm so excited. But we were like writing down ideas, and I just jokingly said human Mario Kart. And Michelle was like, write that down. Write it down now. And she was like so excited because kind of the theme, I guess, of that leadership meeting, and I guess leadership in general, it was just like no idea is out of the box.
Yeah.
Or out of the I don't know like the correct term for it, but no idea was like too crazy enough that we couldn't do it.
Yeah.
Unless it was like I remember specifically it was me, John, one of our ministers, and Tyler, who is on fellowship with us. And it was an exercise we were like based in colors, like colors it was basically a personality test.
Yeah.
And us three got the same color, and we were all split up by colors. And we all got in this group, and we were like, all right, let's just think of the craziest idea that we can possibly do. It was more of an exercise than an actual event. And our event was literally slip and slide down the bleachers, ramp off into a pool that we put on Johnny Red Floyd Stadium, with like a messy day worked into that, and that was just a lot of fun because
dude, that would be like, okay. So the thing is that if we did that, we would have to. I mean, we don't have to, but it would be amazing if we got it to be a connection point, right?
Yeah.
So at MTSU, we have, as a freshman, you have to come in and you have to go to 6 what they call connection points. It's
I don't think you have
weird,
to.
and I don't know why.
I think it's encouraged.
Well, they'll like, you don't have to, like, there's no real repercussion,
Yeah.
but they'll email you and they'll be like, hey, you need to blah, 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 you need to da, 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 da. So I was in BOB, which is Band of Blue marching band at MTSU, my first semester. And because I go to so many events because of BOB, I wasn't required to go to any connection points.
Right.
And so, anyways, back to the whole idea of making that a connection point. That would be so cool because then we could get so many people that are like, oh, I just need to go to a connection point, and then we could freaking slip and slide.
I just like
down through the stadium and ramp off into a pool. Like that would be so much fun.
I just like,
but it is a little ridiculous.
It's completely ridiculous because we put a slip and slide. I just picture we just lay a tarp with soap and water, and that would just hurt. That's just falling down the stairs and getting wet and soapy.
You would need to have like some
padding.
kind of like padding, or to where the like slide is like smooth.
Yeah. So
you're not like going dunk 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 down each stair.
I don't know. That might also be a little bit funny, but
So that's pretty much, that's most Wesley stuff, right?
Yeah, most Wesley stuff to date.
I'm looking at a video right now.
All right.
On Bleacher Report, where it's a MLS game. The headline, this is from the Twitter. The Duck delayed the game, but it's leaving on its own terms.
Like DUCK.
Yeah, as in like a flying
a
duck.
mallard.
A mallard,
okay.
Yes. And so I'm about to watch this.
Okay.
Haven't watched it yet, but I'm about to.
Okay.
You guys probably can't hear the video, but it's just a duck.
I can't see the video either.
Yeah, you can't see it. But it's just a duck,
and it's just gonna leave on
and
its own
he's
terms,
just
right?
walking around the field, and and this is, I went to trending news on Bleacher Report, and this is what's trending. Is a duck.
Slow news day.
Yeah, we got we got four groundskeepers just shooing it off the field.
So MLS, Major League Softball? Soccer. I'm a stupid idiot.
And they're still chasing it.
Okay.
They cannot get it off the field.
Man, ducks are
it's on the field.
Stupid smart. That was just an oxymoron if I've ever heard one. Stupid smart.
So yeah, I'm on Bleacher Report now, just like looking at random headlines.
Yeah.
And
me saying oxymoron just reminded me. There's this book.
Jesus, this guy's 6'9" and he's in middle school. This kid is huge. You have to look at this. Look at that kid.
That's just like straight up an adult. Saying oxymoron reminded me of this book that we read in 8th grade. It was I cannot for the life of me remember the name, but it was like a little kid and he drowned, and like
this just got dark.
Well, okay, but this is just the plot of the book. He like drowned, and like his friends, or like his siblings, or I don't remember. It's like an investigation book. Mm-hmm. And I can't for the life of me remember, and I can't like remember enough detail to just search for the details and look that up. It's always just like kid drowns investigation book, and then it just pulls up like so many like just investigation books, and I can't like man, but I just like that was one of those things that you just totally forget about, and then you remember and you're like, that was a thing that just happened. Like that's like the worst feeling, like because it's like something that you probably like I probably should have been paying attention, but I probably wasn't.
Yeah.
And then that just kind of reflects on my whole like schooling. Like
shows how bad the public school system is.
Right. Yeah. Just I can't remember the name of a book.
Do you have any other topics written down?
I do. I have quite a few actually.
All right, let's just roll through.
Band experiences, that's another one. That's one that I have quite a bit of band stories I'd love to tell. You shoot first.
Well, hold on. What are some other topics real quick?
I'll just read my list.
Yeah.
Band experiences, college stories, summer stories and experiences. That's funny wording. Wesley stuff, we've already talked about that.
Yeah.
Hobbies and the swords, we haven't really touched on that. And your favorite authors and artists, which that could lead into an interesting conversation.
Yeah. I'm down with the band stuff. But so you guys, if there's a topic that you just heard that you want us to talk about and we don't get to in this episode, comment it down below.
Okay.
And we will definitely get to that.
All right.
So band stories. Yeah. So I have some funny ones, some serious ones. I think probably the funniest one for me is I told you. I think did we go to Cookout last night?
Cookout was 2 nights ago.
2 nights ago, yeah, because the game was last night. Yep. So, I went almost 4 years with no major mishaps, right?
Yeah.
I'm a senior this year in this story, not right now.
Yeah, right.
But in the story, I'm a senior, and so part of the show is the theme of our show is like spies, right? And so, one of my friends who's like the main guy in this marching band performance. I couldn't think of the word there. Is if one of my friends, he's the like main like he's like James Bond-esque kind of guy.
Like the main figure of the
of the play or of the performance, whatever you want to call it. And so there's one part where we all just kind of like have this scramble and we're supposed to like sneak around and look like spies and do stuff.
Yeah.
And so me and my buddy were like, you know what would be cool is if like I was like a villain, right? And me and him like had this like little like
a moment.
Tough.
You shared a moment.
No, like we fought. Not like
still
not
an
like
intimate moment.
Not we like where we looked in each other's eyes and knew that we were right for each other. Yeah,
knew that we were right for each other.
Not one of those moments. But anyway, so my the way that we structured it was he like backed up and then I chased after him for a second.
Yeah.
And then he goes to like turn around to look at me and I'm chasing after him and I pretend to punch him.
Yeah.
And normally like what I do is I'll usually just like pull my punch and not like I don't actually punch him obviously, but I make it look like I punched him and he will stumble back.
Like stage combat.
Exactly, yeah. And so this time, like we were having a really good performance. I was feeling it. I was like, this is like I'm going all out on this performance. And so I get to this one part where we're at, and I'm like, I'm gonna put everything I have into this punch.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make it look as realistic as I can.
It's the adrenaline of the marching band.
And so I run up to him and I just swing, and I miss him obviously, but I swing so hard, the momentum of my fist just drags me straight to the ground, and I just smash on the ground, my horns in my hand and everything. And I just get up, like I lay there for like 3 seconds, and I'm like, I did not just fall down. And I stand up, and I check my horn, and then I realize that the show is still going, right? Because like the show's not going to stop for me. And so I'm like, oh wait, I have somewhere to be, and so I just like book it to my spot. I just stand there, and then I got there in time for I got there like right in time for the horns up, and it looks normal me running because everybody else is still running around, like we're not marching at this point.
But everybody else is running with the intent of because it's in the show, and you're running because you're freaking out that you just fell over.
Yes, and everybody just saw me fall over too, like in the stands. Like it was an audible like like in the stands, which is the most embarrassing thing ever. And so I'm booking it over, and then as soon as I like plant like horns up, and I was ready to go, and then I didn't have any mess ups after that, but it was like probably the most embarrassing moment of marching band.
I've only fallen over once, and that was in marching band. For those who don't know, our band camp was split up, so it's 2 weeks. We had 2-week band camp, and first week was like fundamentals, learn how to do everything. So like after freshman year, that just becomes totally irrelevant because you already know everything, and you just have to do it because you have to be there.
Yeah.
And that really sucks, but that's just something that happened. And me, a freshman, completely not built for first of all, for carrying a bass drum. Second of all, for like marching outside in the hot on asphalt. Not built for that. And so I'm in the mindset that like if I mess up, I'm just gonna get kicked out. Everybody's gonna hate me. And so there's this one. We would usually take like water breaks, and then he would say like 1 minute, and then everybody would have to get up, and we'd all have to go and like stand in set in like a big block. And so I like was tying my shoe or something dumb, and they called set, and I was not in my spot, and so like normally, if I were a senior at that point, I would have just walked back to my spot. I would not have cared at all.
Yeah.
But like I was freaking out because like I don't know. It was just like the rules are like as a freshman, you think like the rules are rules. There's not a good way to start high school. I got to follow every rule, or like I'm going to flunk everything. Or
you could be the opposite and be the hooligan and just be like screw everything.
Right, which was me senior year. But anyways, and so everybody's in this block, and they start calling everyone up. And so they call for sets, whatever it is, I don't remember. And so everybody like does this, and I sprint to my spot. Some kid decides that he wants to put his saxophone right in the middle of like the walkways, and so I just trip. I pretty much am airborne for like 5 or 6 feet, and since I'm carrying a bass drum, which is in front of me, it just goes and just grinds on this dirty, pebbly, I guess that's a word, asphalt. It had a cover on it. The cover had a huge like a few holes in it. Everybody was laughing at me. And then the first thing my percussion instructor does is this. He runs up to me, he helps me up, and he starts looking at the bass drum. He doesn't even like my knees could have been like broke. No, they couldn't have been broken. No way. But it was just probably one of the most embarrassing things in marching band. But after sophomore year, it kind of became apparent that, if I don't care, then whatever, like I can just do whatever I want.
It's true. That is true. So yeah, I've definitely had that happen where like, so another time I like my slide, we were going into our beginning position, and my slide, I have to bring it up and like across my chest, and so it's going in an upward motion. And my slide on a trombone, if you don't like lock it, it'll like just fall right off. And for some reason, I didn't lock it this one time, and I went up, and it just like slinged off. And and like the teacher just like, is the horn okay? Didn't even ask like, did you get hurt? Did anything happen? He just said, is the horn okay? I was like, yeah, horn's fine.
I just that reminded me of a story because you told me that at cookout. But that reminded me of a story that I didn't remember at the time. We had this one kid, literally a freshman, and this was probably my junior year. he decided it would be a good idea to swing his clarinet like a baseball bat.
Oh my god. Okay, so for people that don't understand how a clarinet works,
It's like 5 or 6 pieces.
yes, and
you
all
stack them.
Yeah, and
pretty
you all
much.
like you put them in, and it's not like a click where like it holds in place.
It's like putting a cork in a bottle.
Exactly.
Sorta.
It's literally there's cork on the outside. It's
Right.
literally cork is what holds it.
And so this kid,
So imagine grabbing a wine bottle by the cork and just slinging it around.
Right.
Like that's what this kid's doing.
and he swings it like a baseball bat. I have no idea why. I wish I knew because that's just a really good story. And to no one's surprise, his clarinet just leaves his hands. And I mean,
does it, like the whole thing, or does it come apart?
I'm pretty sure he had it by like 2 of the top pieces, and he like swung it, and I guess like the 2 pieces stayed in his hand.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's what I would
Because like the top and bottom
happen.
ones are like that big, and you can't really.
Yeah.
Yeah. We also had during band camp. This one time at band camp, I hate telling those stories, but those are the best stories.
They really are.
My church would come because my church, it's kind of a larger church. A lot of kids went to my high school that were also in my youth group, and so my church would come and serve the band because there were a lot of band kids that were also in youth group. They'd come with like Gatorade and popsicles, and I just remember this one kid. He didn't go to my church. He was just like one of the band kids. He played tuba. He was a senior. He was like really funny. He was the like you think senioritis. It was him.
Was he a senior?
Yeah.
Okay.
He had, I believe, 25 cups of Gatorade. It was some absurd number like that. That was It was just like it was just a wildly absurd number. And we get back, and this was like around the time when we were starting to put on like our show drill. So we weren't doing like marching block or whatever. So we get back and we do literally one set. He just brings down his tuba. He walks up to the front and just vomits. And it's like, it's so nasty because it's just like straight Gatorade. And then he just like turned around, picked up his tuba and got back in. And, I had absolute respect for him because, that's Trooper. One of my friends, he plays trombone. He goes to Vanderbilt now.
That's me, right? Oh, I don't go to Vanderbilt.
He, I don't know. He used to get school lunch. And you know how school lunches can be.
Yeah.
And
I never packed lunch. I had school lunch every day.
He had a banana, which was definitely not good to eat.
Yeah.
And he ate it anyway.
Oh my god.
He was just kind of that guy. To get everyone's attention once, he just took the bite out of the side of a banana without peeling it.
Oh, that's so gross.
Yeah. Just weird banana stories with this guy.
I have a banana story also in a minute.
And he eats this rotten banana. And it can't be like that
Eat the
rotten.
whole thing?
I guess. I mean,
God.
it can't be that bad because he ate it, and he would have had to think it's like if it were like really rotten, he would be like, there's something wrong with this. And so we were in band, after school band, and it was one of the long practices where we stay for 2 hours after school, and he would just like go up to the front and just like vomit and then come back and then go for like 30 minutes and then just like go and sit down. And he was just like really funny about it. He's got a lot of throw up stories. Shout out to my friend Jamada. That was his name.
Yeah, so I also have a stupid banana story.
Shoot.
So, God, in middle school, kids are stupid and aggressive because they're going through things and they don't know how to react.
It's puberty. Yep.
And so there's this one kid who has a banana for lunch, and there's another kid that doesn't have a banana for lunch. And
where do you fit into all of this?
I was just watching.
All right.
I'm just sitting there watching.
Okay.
And I still don't believe what happened. So the kid with the banana is just sitting there eating his lunch, and then all of a sudden he just looks up at the other kid and just starts like basically bullying him. Like he's like, I don't know, he's ragging on him, like he's saying all this crap.
Yeah.
And then the kid that doesn't have a banana is like, you better stop, like shut up.
Yeah.
And the kid will not stop talking to him. And he's like, if you don't shut the blank up, like I'm gonna come over there and I'm gonna make you shut up.
I'm gonna throw this banana at you.
No, this is the kid without the banana.
Okay.
The kid without the banana.
The kid without the banana said this.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so the kid with the banana is like, do it. And so the kid without the banana gets up, walks around the table, picks up the banana, and beats the kid over the head with the banana. And so the kid has like banana all over him. Like
I was going to say, that's like a firm banana to like not just explode.
No, it exploded everywhere, all over the kid. And they both got suspension.
Nice.
Yeah. I just sat there and I watched it. Like, I'm pretty sure like a little piece of banana like landed on my forehead or something. And I was like, yep, this is middle school.
Yep. I don't know. I never had any like lunch stories like that in middle school.
So many.
That's when that one kid took a bite out of the side of banana to get everyone's attention. But add this to the list of things to talk about. Bananas. Just
Hold on. So I went to stupid.news.com.
okay.
This is just a headline that I think is kind of funny. Like, this is an actual headline. Democrats push to drop nationwide voting age 16 because young people are so much easier to brainwash government-run schools.
I mean,
Brainwash at government-run schools.
right. I mean, yeah, that's that.
But the funny thing is, whether you agree with that or not, is that the headline says
Just
that.
brainwash children.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
Stevie Wonder says Aretha Franklin was killed by global warming. No way. I got to read this.
Stevie Wonder. My guy.
What killed legend singer Aretha Franklin?
Way to go, Brandon.
Aretha
You're
Franklin
really killing it.
earlier this month at age 76. If you're like most people following her story, you would answer that she died of pancreatic cancer, as widely reported in the media and confirmed by her doctors. If you're Motown legend? I don't know what Motown is.
Motown. I could explain it to you, but it's just like Motown. I usually think of like Ray Charles, Stevie Wonder. I could be completely
Oh, so it's like
wrong.
it's like a type of music. Is that what you're saying?
Sorta. I guess it's more of a type of music culture for like African American Motown in like the 60s and 70s.
Okay, I got you. So
That reminded me of it.
Motown legend Stevie
Dumb
Wonder,
shit.
however, the answer is quite different. The singer-songwriter is pinning the blame on her passing on global warming, and specifically those who don't believe global warming.
All right.
So he's saying that global warming and people that deny global warming killed her.
That is like the most broad, like...
I know. He made the puzzling statement in an appearance on CBS Good Morning the day after her passing.
Man.
This is what he said. I just feel that all those various diseases that we have and all of these things that are happening in the world, in part is because there are those who don't believe in global warming, don't believe that what we do affects the world, what we eat affects the world, affects us. I genuinely think that he thinks that cancer didn't exist 10 years ago.
That's... Man, there were just some really dumb like celebrities and stuff. While I was looking that up, I looked up Terrence Howard.
Hold on, check this out. So more than 31,000 scientists, 9,000 of whom have PhDs, have signed a petition that says global warming is a hoax and that global agreements limiting greenhouse gases are actually hurting life on our planet.
This has been going on for years and years and years.
But it's just funny that like there's this whole scientific community that's like global warming's a hoax, and then this guy just gets on national television and is like, global warming just killed somebody. And people that deny global warming killed somebody.
Yeah. Do you know who Terrence Howard is?
No.
Have you seen Iron Man 1?
Yeah.
He played Rhodey.
Okay, gotcha.
He believes that 1 × 1 = 2.
No.
Yeah.
No,
And
he does not.
He created his
Oh my gosh.
own language, apparently. I'm reading this on Mashable, so yeah. Here's a tweet from Terrence Howard. This is proof to the world of science and mathematics that 1 × 1 = 2. And here's this long worksheet. Do you want me to read it to you? It's not really that long.
Go ahead. Yeah.
So the title of it is Unbalanced Equation Argument. 1 × 1 does not equal 1. It equals 2 by Terrence and Howard.
Oh my god.
This makes me laugh.
Hold on. Let's just acknowledge that math is completely constructed by humans, right?
Right.
It's just it's a figment of our imagination that we use that is used to explain how the world works, right?
Okay.
So one times one, the people that originally say whatever it equals is what it has to equal. Like, you can't change that.
Right. Okay.
So I don't. I'm interested to see where this goes.
So it's like kind of broken down in like a sort of like a textbook page, and the first paragraph says, first and foremost, let us ask the most obvious question: Is this a finished equation? Yes or no? The answer is no. Let us start our own forensic audit there. It is an incomplete equation. Why? Because it's not even on both sides. I'm not following so far.
Yeah, I have no idea what this guy's saying.
Yes, nature desires action but demands equilibrium. Therefore, in order for an equation to be finished/completed, both sides of the equation must be equally balanced. That's a fair point, but I don't know. And then under it, it's like got kind of bullets. Yet, in the case of 1 times 1 equals 2, we have an unfinished equation. Because we have two ones, like there's two of them, on one side of the equation and 1 on the other side of the equation. Let us attempt to balance this equation by first making sense of it. Let's label the relative factors. We call the first value of 1 A. We call the second value of 1 B. And we will call the third value, which is like the one on the other end of the equal sign, C. Remember the basic laws of common sense. If A times B equals C, then C must be a product of A and B. Yet, in order for 1 times 1 to equal 1, the value of either A or B has to be missing from the final product of C. Let us not jump the gun just yet. Then let's try this. Add 1 to both sides of the equation. So instead of like A being 1, it would be like 2 times 1 equals 2. And
so does he think that 2 times 1 is 2, or does he think it's 3?
I guess he thinks that 2 times 1 equals 2. I have absolutely no idea. I just, I was in a D&D session and someone said this to me. So I looked it up. And so then it has a bunch of equations. There's multiple pages of this. It's on his Twitter. All I did was search Terrence Howard math, and you'll find the Twitter link to it. And I don't know. There's like videos of it. He's like actually trying to like lead a mathematical revolution or something like that. It makes me laugh.
Jeez, if anyone wants to explain this in the comments and be like, this guy
is correct,
please, because I would love to see your argument. So here's another stupid headline. I'll just read the headline. After New York Times declares war on vitamin D, nutritional illiterate Harvard professor claims coconut oil is pure poison.
What?
So after
New
York,
poison?
Yes, he says that coconut oil is pure poison.
Okay, continue.
That's it. That's the headline.
That's it?
That's the headline. I can read more of the article. Oh, no, I got a 404.
Oh, well, coconut oil.
It probably was taken down.
Coconut oil is not pure poison. Coconut oil, I believe, is good for you.
Yes, it is. Most Americans can't name a single Supreme Court. Yeah,
I cannot.
Really? You can't name one?
A single what?
A single Supreme Court justice?
No.
Neil Gorsuch?
No, I cannot name a single one.
I can name 2. Neil Gorsuch and Brett Kavanaugh, and it's because they were just nominated.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. I haven't been following that.
Scalia died a couple years ago, I think. That's really all I know.
Yep, I know. Pretty much nothing about that.
So yeah, on this channel we'll probably get into politics a little bit.
Yeah, just a little bit.
I mean, I like politics. Jonathan over here, he likes politics. So we definitely want to have on people that we disagree with. So Ainsley is one of our friends who is also on the leadership team here at MT. She disagrees with us pretty much on everything.
Yeah.
But she's awesome to talk to. Like, she's super open-minded, and it's always a good conversation with her.
Yeah.
So we'll definitely have her on sometime.
Yeah.
New York Times literally reports that greening the earth with CO2 is a terrible thing.
greening of the earth, like greenhouse gases?
No, I think like it means like plants being greener.
What? I probably sound like a complete idiot because I do not remember any of this stuff. All I learned was how to hold Stephen's grip better for marimba, how to write music.
Okay. Here's the article claims that global greening from carbon dioxide emissions is terrible in the long run. Plants should not be allowed to grow freely with an abundant supply of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere.
Wait, so it's talking about restricting plant growth.
Yes.
For what reason?
I don't know.
Okay.
Mainstream media in general nowadays just tries to find something to be mad at.
You're so right. You're right about that.
Oh, hey, so did you ever hear about this this guy that like a self-identified, he's like a 45-year-old man, but he self-identifies as like a 4-year-old girl. Did you hear about that guy?
That's like a movement, right? It's like a pedophilia movement.
Maybe I can't remember, but this was a while back. But like he got like adopted by a family and like everything.
Oh, that's weird.
It's super weird. But anyways, this is an article right here about him, which was written on the 20th last month. New study reveals most people don't want to date transgenders. LGBT activists claim that's proof of discrimination. That's dumb. That's dumb to say that like. Okay, so if you're gonna say that sexual preference is a preference, it's a choice, or it's not a choice. I'm sorry, because that's what most people that are supportive of the LGBT community say. You cannot say then that whatever your preference is discriminative because you don't choose, right? When you're discriminating, it means you're choosing to say this is better than this.
Yeah.
I think that's a dumb argument.
Okay. I looked up pedophilia, sexual acceptance movement, which is
I can't believe this is actually a thing.
Which is now in my search history. And
you moved out though; it doesn't matter at this point.
Apparently, it's not being added in the LGBT. There was like an LGBTP, which basically, from what I understand, was just like me, just a 19-year-old dude. A 19-year-old male dude could be like, well, I'm a, like 6-year-old girl. Like, so, I mean, what's wrong with dating a 6-year-old kid? Like,
yeah, that's weird.
That's so weird. Ugh. Stuff creeps me out. Have you ever seen, what's it called? Shoot, forget it. To Catch a Predator or something like that?
Yeah. It's like the reality show where they catfish like old dudes.
Yeah. Those are my favorite. There's this one on YouTube. Forgot the name of it.
Wait, hold on. I gotta say something really funny.
Go ahead.
So I just typed in stupid news on Bing, and like the third.
Why are you using Bing?
Because it's more pleasing to the eye.
Oh, okay.
All right, so we can have another discussion about that later.
All right.
So, Huffington Post came up.
Okay.
Like just Huffington Post official site. I just typed in stupid news and Huffington Post came up.
I mean,
I think that's kind of funny.
I think that's funny, but that's also probably just you typed in something that said news. I think that's probably why that happened. What was I going to say? Oh yeah, To Catch a Predator. Before I came to MTSU for my second year, I was staying at home with my parents because I didn't have a place to live, and I just like stayed up until like 1 a.m. watching so many videos. Because, like, he just baits these guys, and then he uses, like, his name's, like, he doesn't give his name out. Yeah. He's, like, really anonymous. Uh-huh. But he like, will make fake accounts for, like, 14, 15-year-old girls and say, like, their name is Sarah or something.
Yeah, like a Mary Jane.
Yeah, and so he goes to, like, a Walmart, and this guy's, like, standing around looking around because... he says, like, hey, I'll meet you at Walmart, and we can, like, hang out.
He just meets at Walmart.
Posing as this little girl. So these people go to Walmart, and he walks up. He's like, hey, what's up? I'm Sarah. And they start freaking out.
I'm sure.
They're like, wait, what? And, like, man, that's just, like, that's something I can't even imagine. You're like, I had a friend say to me, he said, pedophilia is not like inherently bad. It's weird. It's only bad when you act on it.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
And I just like, I don't know.
Because like it's a temptation and everyone has temptations, right?
Yeah. If you act on it, that's just like, you deserve the consequences.
Yes, I agree.
Because that's just like, there's a level of self-control that you should probably be able to have. And I don't know. It's just your choice to ruin your life that quickly.
Yeah.
Man, that stuff scares me.
Yeah. I can't agree with you anymore there.
What do you mean?
Like, I agree with you.
Oh, you can't agree with me anymore. Gotcha.
Because I agree with you so much, I can't.
I thought you were like not agreeing with me.
No,
and
no.
I was like, Brent, is there something you're not telling me?
All right, so now I'm on Reddit.
Okay.
And I'm looking at news of the stupid.
Oh.
A Florida woman's home shot up after she leaves negative Facebook review about restaurant.
Wow. All right.
Female physicians do not work as hard. Plano doctor tells Dallas Medical Journal.
Female physicians do not work as hard.
I don't know what that means. Neighborhood charges fee to drive through their street. That's a funny one.
Yeah.
The neighborhood
toll
is like,
bridge.
yeah, like, okay, we're just going to make this neighborhood a toll neighborhood. Mother 23 who searched how to commit the perfect murder online is arrested for killing both her children 2 years apart.
Wait, so like 2 years apart as in the kids were 2 years apart, or
No,
she killed
the
one
kids.
2 years later and then another one?
She killed the kids one, and then 2 years later, killed the other one.
Man, that's just...
Teacher sentenced for assaulting boy over Pledge of Allegiance.
What?
Woman attacks DC bus, rams man in front of her car. What?
Yeah, over the leadership retreat, I pulled hard on Reddit. Someone was saying, I'll read the thread. It was Ask Reddit thread. I don't know if you're on Reddit, but Ask Reddit is basically where you just say, you ask a question and people online can just comment their experiences or something they've heard or whatever. So this one, the title of it was, what are some things you wish you learned in sex ed? And the comment that I responded to was deleted, probably because he got like a bunch of comments. But the original...
Wait. I don't know why I laughed at that. I thought you meant that somebody made the joke saying that they wish they had been deleted.
Oh, okay. Well,
but that's not at all what you just said.
Well, someone commented, what are some things you learned in sex ed? That you can get syphilis from a blowjob. I haven't fact checked that because I don't, want that in my search history.
Understandably.
And someone commented, they said, despite reading numerous sources on the internet and many books on the subject over the last 15 plus years, I didn't learn this until earlier this year. I'm 31. And then I commented, I didn't learn this until I was today years old, because I didn't know that.
Yeah.
And 2,600 people liked that comment. And I did that in like a tired state. And I didn't even think it was that funny. But I guess everyone else thought it was kind of funny, so what can I say? I'm a regular puller on Reddit. I'm a regular Redditor.
I don't use Reddit that much.
I love Reddit.
We should make our own Reddit for this podcast.
How many people would actually follow that? Unless we got like really popular.
Yeah.
So I guess we're gonna kind of wrap it up here a little bit. It's been about an hour. Do you have any final thoughts? Anything left to say?
No, thought it was a good first episode.
Yeah, I hope so. I mean,
yeah,
I can only hear myself talking and you talking.
Yeah, it's weird to hear yourself talking. Hopefully this podcast will evolve and grow, and it'll be something really cool. Hopefully we get
someone on.
Yeah,
next
someone
time.
On definitely. If you guys have any suggestions for the show, definitely leave some comments down below.
Yep.
Yeah, and so we're gonna peace out of here.
All right.
Deuces.
Yeah, it was fun.